Welcome to week 3 of pre-recorded rugby lessons with myself, Brad. For this week's lesson, you're going to need a pillow, 6 pairs of socks, water, and also a pen and 6 pieces of paper. So for this week, we're going to be doing agility, balance, and coordination. We're going to be doing different types of games, so it'll involve moving around, also being stationary as well. So for the warm-up, all you're going to need is 1 pair of socks. And all we're going to do to start with, nice and slowly, is just transfer the ball around our bodies. So we're going from right to left. And then change. So we're going to go the opposite direction. And then we're going to change it up again. We're going to go around our heads this time. So changing the opposite way, we're just going to go around our heads. And changing direction. Who can do it faster? Okay, and freeze there. We're going to go work down our bodies, so we're going to bend our knees and go around our legs. And change direction. And we're going to make it a little bit harder. We're going to go around our feet or around our toes. So you're going to have to bend a little bit lower. And change direction. Okay, we're going to move it on a little bit more this time. So we're going to do a balance. So we're going to include standing on one leg, and we're going to go back to going round our bodies again. So remember, we've got to keep our balance. If you're struggling on one leg, you can transfer onto the other. So changing direction. And then we're going to go around our head this time. So changing direction, still keeping balance on one leg. And change direction. Okay. So we're going to move down our bodies and go around our legs. So off you go. Keeping your balance. I want you to change direction. Okay, and if you can, I want you to try and do it around your toes. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, just stay where you are. But I'm going to try and have a go, so you do it around your toes. So really testing your balance this time. And change direction. And finish there. So for our last stage, for the warm-up, all we're going to do is throw it up and down and then transfer around our body. So 1 up, around, up, and then change direction each time. Okay, we've done a few around our bodies, so we're going to go around our head this time. So 1 there, and up. Changing direction each time. So remember, if you come this way, you go back the opposite way. And last one. And so for our last couple, we're going to do the same again, where we go round our legs and then throw. So you're really going to have to focus on where the ball's going and using your hands to bring it back in. If you can, test yourself, throw it a little bit higher. Don't forget to keep your knees bent. So for our last one, we're going to bend our knees, we're going to go around our legs, throw up, and then remember to change direction each time. Two more left. And finish there. So for the last one, we're going to go around our toes and throw. Remember, I want you to keep your knees bent at all times. And then change direction from the last one that we've done. So round your legs or on your toes, change, throw up and change direction. couple more. And finish there. Well done for completing the warm-up. Grab a quick drink and I'll see you to start the lesson. For our first part of today's lesson, we're going to be doing round the clock. So you're going to need 6 pieces of paper and a pen, and also your 6 pairs of socks. So as you can see, I've written mine number 1 on my first piece of paper, and then number 2 on my second one. To make it easy for yourselves, if you have 2 different coloured pens, you can do your odd colours in one colour, and then your even colours in another. So what I want you to do after that is place them on the floor. So number 1 will go at the front. Number 2 just to your right, so you're creating a bit of a circle such as a clock. So number 3 here. Number 4 should be directly opposite number 1. Number 5 should be in line roughly with number 3. And then number 6 should be roughly in line with number 2. What I want you to do after that is just put 1 ball or 1 pair of sock on each number. So just put it to the inside of the number. You can leave your pen to one side now. And for the first part of today's lesson, we're going to use round the clock for our agility. So all we're going to do first up is we're going to locate each sock. We're going to touch each sock with our left foot whilst coming back to the middle and also thinking about which way we're turning. So all the ones on the left hand side should be pretty easy, and the one in front. The ones that are on the right, we're going to have to think about which way we're turning our bodies. Okay? So we're going to do it together this time. We're going to do it as fast as we can because it's all about agility this round. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. Don't forget to come back to the middle each time and think about which way you're turning your bodies. Fantastic. Well done if you managed to do that. This time we're going to go with the right foot, so not forgetting our number sequence. We're going from 1 to 6. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. So back to the middle. And finish there. Alright, so this time what I would like you to do is swap your even numbers around. So number 2, you can swap with either number 6 or number 4. So that you have a different order for which you're going in. Make sure your socks are on the inside if you can, so you're not standing on the actual paper. So this time we're going to have to think about which order we're going in. So my 1 and 2 are here. Number 3's there. 4, 5 and 6. So for this one we're going back to the original with our left foot. Alright, so think about where you're going. And 3, 2, 1, off you go. So left foot back to the middle. And finish there. Alright, we're going to try it with our right foot this time, so you should roughly have an idea of where you're going to be going. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. and finish there. For our next variation of round the clock, I want you to set your numbers a little bit further apart this time, because what we're going to be doing, we're going to be reaching out with our hands this time, so you're going to need enough room to step into, bend your knees and touch, and then working back to the middle each time. So for our first round, we're going to go with our left hand. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. So number 1 there, number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, for our next round, we're going to go with our right hand. So same order, and 3, 2, 1, off we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So for our next round, what I would like you to do is same again, pick your even numbers up and swap them round. So I want you to put them in a different position to what they were last time. So my number 2 is going at the back this time. My number 4 is coming over here. And then my number 6 is coming over to this side. So for our first round, we're going to use our left hand. So memorise your order. So 1's there, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so not forgetting our left hand, okay? Back to the middle each time. So 3, 2, 1, off we go. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Changing that up now, we're going to use our right hand this time, so you should know your order by now. So 3, 2, 1, off we go. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and finish there. For our next variation of round the clock, you're going to need your pillow, and all we're going to do is build on what we learnt last week. So that's going to be protective falling and playing the ball. We're going to leave out protective falling. We're just going to do the playing the ball section. So all we're going to do, we're going to go round in our clock again, so from 1 to 6. For the first 3, depending on what space you've got, do the first 3 facing one way, and then the next 3 facing the other way. So first up, you're going to go to number 1, place your pillow down, pick your ball up. All I want you to do is just lie down on your fronts. So you're going to do your snap, sweep, and your touch. You're going to pick your pillow back up, come to the middle, and then finish off each other number. So 3, 2, 1, off we go. So pillow down. Don't worry about your protective falling, just find your front. So 1, snap, 2, sweep, and 3, touch. So back to the middle. We're going to do number 2 this time. So same again. Snap, sweep, and touch. Back to the middle, don't forget. Last one facing right. So snap, sweep, and touch. And for our next 3, we're going to be facing the opposite direction. So snap, sweep, and touch. Back to the middle. So snap, sweep, and touch. Last one. So snap, sweep, and touch. Well done if you finished that variation of round the clock. And I'll have a quick drink, and I'll see you for the next one. For our next variation of round the clock, I want you to pick up your odd numbers this time and put them down in a different order. So I'm going to put my number 1 over here, where my number 5 was. I'm going to put my number 5 over here, and a ball down. And then last but not least, my 3 at the front. So this time, not forgetting which order you're going in, so the order will have changed this time. So 1's there, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go. So facing left, snap, sweep, and touch. I want you to try and play the ball with your opposite foot if you can. So snap, sweep, and touch. Number 3. So snap, sweep, and touch. 4. So snap, sweep, touch. Number 5. Snap, sweep, and touch. And last, number 6. Snap, sweep, and touch. For our last competition based on agility for round the clock, we're going to be doing a different body part or touching a body part for each number. So I will let you use your right leg and, for example, your right knee as 2 different ones, and then obviously left knee and left foot for your other 2. After that, you'll have to think of 2 yourself that you'll have to use for the last few. Okay, so are we ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go. And finish there. So same as last time, I want you to pick up your odd numbers and place them in a different place. So I'm going to put my number 1 over here, my number 3 on this side, and number 5 at the front. So same again, different body part for each number, but obviously this time you'll be going in a different order. So try and memorise your order before you set off. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, I've got my order. I'm ready to go. There should be a timer come up on the bottom in a second, and I want you guys to try and beat my score. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. So different body part for each one. I'm finished there. Well done if you managed to beat my time. If you didn't manage to beat my time that time, I want you to have another go and try and beat my score. For our next game, we're going to set our numbers out in the shape of a ladder. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you should have all your odd numbers on the left and all your even numbers on the right. What we're going to do for this part, we're going to be testing our balance. So we're moving on from agility to balance this time. We're going to start off sitting down. All we're going to do is touch each number in sequence order with our left hand to start with. So don't worry about lifting your feet up. You can keep your feet and your knees nice and bent. Okay, and all we're going to do is touch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So ready? 3, 2, 1, off you go. So you have to bend over and reach. Make sure you try not lose your balance. And 6. So 6 should be the hardest. The next one, 5 will be the toughest. So off we go. We're going to use our right hand this time. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. So try not fall over best you can. And 6. We're going to move it on, and all we're going to do is start on our knees this time. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. Using our left hand. So almost as if you're scoring the try. 5 and 6 will be quite difficult, so you might have to think about it and readjust. Okay, we're going to try it with our right hand this time. So scoring the try. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, struggling on 5, and 6. Excellent if you've managed to get this far so far. So we're going to move on from working on our knees this time. If you feel comfortable doing it sat down, that's absolutely fine, or if you want to stay on your knees. For those who want to test themselves a little bit further, we're going to do this standing up. So for the first one, we're just going to do it on 2 feet, and then after that, we're going to go on to one leg. Okay, so on 2 feet to start with, using our left hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try and keep your feet on the floor facing forward. And 6. Just managed to get it that time. Okay. We're going to move on to our right hand this time. So 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So we should be bending our knees and keeping our back nice and straight. And if we need to turn for the last one, that's absolutely fine. Okay. So for those who found that quite easy, or if you want to stay at that stage, that's absolutely fine. We're going to transfer onto one leg. Now that we're on one leg, I will let people face whatever number they're on because we're going to struggle to do the back ones this time otherwise. So, are we ready? Using our left hand first, balancing on our right leg. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. So if you need to change, that's absolutely fine. Find your balance again and change. Staying on our right leg. And finishing there. Okay, so this time we're going to use our right hand and balancing on our left leg. So 3, 2, 1, off we go. And finish there. Excellent work if you've managed to do that. What I'd like you to do now is have a quick drink before we move on to our next stage of today's lesson. Okay, for our challenge, for our class competition or our home time challenge, we're going to be moving on and changing round our numbers this time. So what I want you to do is pick up 2 even numbers and 1 odd number, and I want you to put them in a different random order. So I'm going to put my number 2 over here, my number 3 at the back, and then my number 6 at the front here. So to start with, we're going to go back to sitting on the floor. I want you guys to memorise the order. The time's going to come up on the bottom of my screen, and I want you guys to try and beat that score. So first up, using our left hand. So 3, 2, 1, off we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well done if you managed to beat my score with your left hand. This time we're going to use our right. So you should know your order by now. And 3, 2, 1, off you go. So if you need to put your hand down, that's fine. And finish there. Okay, for our next stage, we're going to go onto our knees. All right, first up, using our left hand. So there should be a timer come up on the screen. I want you guys to try and beat my score. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This time we're going to try and use our right hand. Okay, so well done if you managed to beat my score last time. 3, 2, 1, off you go. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, well done if you managed to beat my score that time. We're going to move it on to the next stage, which was standing. Okay, memorise your order, you should know it by now. Left hand first, okay, so 3, 2, 1, off you go. So bend your knees, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well done if you managed to beat my score. Okay, we're going to try and go with our right hand this time. So reset your timers. And 3, 2, 1, off you go. So bending our knees, keeping our feet facing forwards, maintaining our balance. And 6. Okay, for our last stage, we're going to try balancing on one leg. So don't forget, with our one leg balance, we can face whichever number we want to try and touch. So 3, 2, 1, off you go. You can use any hand and any foot. Alternate if you feel comfortable. And finish there. Fantastic if you managed to beat my score on each section. If not, try and have another go. Pause the video or grab a quick drink of water before we move on to the next stage of today's lesson. For the next part of the session, we're going to be moving on to coordination. So you're going to need a partner to help you through this task. So player 1, you're going to be the one catching the ball. Player 2 is going to be one throwing the ball in. So to set this up, you're going to need a chair. You can put your pillow on the chair if you want to use that as a target. So first up, what you're going to need is to be able to catch the ball with 2 hands. What you're going to do then is face the way you're attacking. So the chair wants to be on this side and the thrower, player 2, wants to be over there. You're going to catch the ball with 2 hands, with your hands up at the target, so the thrower's got something to aim for. You're going to bring the ball across your body, put it in your pocket first, and then throw onto the chair. So have a go. The player 2 is going to throw the ball to you, and you're going to swing, throw the ball onto the chair. So all you have to do is hit the back of the chair. So hands up, ready to catch, which gives our player 2 something to aim for. Okay, I managed to hit all 6. You guys have a go and see if you can manage to hit all 6 like me. So now we've done our throwing from right to left. We're going to change direction which we're attacking, so we're going to face this way, catch the ball to the left, put it into our pocket and swing aiming towards the chair. So hands up, ready? I'm finished there. For the next part, we're going to include a bit of running as well. So what I want you to do is either move your chair or aim for a different part of your sofa if you're using a big long chair. And we're going to move it to here. So I'm going to run from this side of the room running forwards, hands up ready to catch, catch, ball in the pocket, look towards my target, swing and throw, and following through with my arms. So that's one. I want you to reset, just walk back, hands up ready to catch. And let's pick the pace up if we can do it a little bit faster. Yep. Yep. I'm finished there. Well done, everyone. So now we have our first basic technique of running and throwing. And we're going to add a bit of more of a progression on this time. So whichever way we are throwing, so this time we're going to be throwing from left to right. We want to be focusing on throwing the ball with leading our right leg over the ball. So we're going to step forward and then throw over our right leg, okay? Just as a demonstration, so we're going to lean forward with our right leg and throw over, following through with our arms. So we're going to do it running. So remembering, right foot forward. I'm finished there. So for this time we're going to introduce a balance at the end of our exercise. So we're going to start again throwing from right to left. You're going to catch when it comes into the middle, balance on our left leg because we're throwing from right to left and we want to throw over our left leg and then throw towards the target, following through with our arms. So yeah, so balance and throw. Reset, off you go, balance and throw. So make sure you try and hold the balance before you throw and after. So let it hit the target and then you can release your balance. Okay, I managed to get 5 that time. I want you guys to try and beat 5. If you manage to do that, well done, and we can move on to the next part of today's session. For our next exercise, we're going to do a class competition. So if you're at home, I want you to use a timer. If you're in school, I want you to do it against your other classmates. So first up, to set up the game, you're going to need 2 socks. 1 you're going to put on this side, so your starting point, and 2 you're going to put at this side of the room. So you've got your 2 markers, you're going to start at one side, you're going to run, catch the ball, pass it onto the chair, and then you must touch the marker on the other side, get back and continuously finish until you've finished all your balls, and then get back to the start, and then you've finished. You can stop the timer, or whoever comes first in the class is the winner. 3, 2, 1, go. So not forgetting, you've got to catch the ball in a backwards motion and also throwing it back towards the chair. So hands up ready and throw and finish there. Okay, so we only should have 4 balls that time. So well done if you managed to beat my score or if you managed to beat the other people in your class. So this time we're going to go from the opposite direction. So we're going to pass from left to right. So this time your opposite side will be your starting point. So ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So touching the sock on each side, hands up ready to catch, following through with our arms when we throw. Try and remember, if you can, to throw over your right leg because you're throwing from left to right, and finish there. This time we're going to add in a little condition. So if you miss the target this time, you must add on 2 seconds to your time. Okay, so everyone, if you're in class now, I want you to try and time your score. Okay, so are we ready? going from right to left, so you're going to need a partner to catch again. Off you go. So 1. I managed to hit the chair that time, so I've managed to save myself 2 seconds. I'm finished there. I managed to hit the target every time, so I don't have to add on 2 seconds to my time. So same again for our last one, we're going to go from left to right this time, so try and remember all the skills that we put together. I'm finished there. Well done for completing pre-recorded rugby week 3, which was balance, agility and coordination. So for our first homework task for this week, we're going to set up our pair of socks. So 1 there, take a big step, put another 1 down, and so on and so forth. So you've managed to put all 6 out in a steady line. So what we're going to do is we're going to play floor is lava. So for floor is lava, we're going to be testing our balance and coordination as well as our agility. So for floor is lava, we need to balance on 1 leg. So we're going to balance to the first sock, pick the sock up, and then we're going to turn around, hop back home and drop it where we started. You can reset your feet here again. If you want to swap feet, that's all right. We're going to go to the next one, pick that up, and keep going till all the balls are home. So try not to lose your balance. If you lose your balance, you will lose that point. So I managed to gain 3 points. Oh, I've managed to lose my balance, so I'm going to swap feet. So I've lost a point there, I've still only got 4 points. I'm finished there. So for our last homework challenge for week 3, we're going to be playing hop the clock. So you're going to need a partner. Your partner is going to shout a number. So we're going to be setting our numbers out around the clock before, except this time we're going to be playing hop the clock. So you're going to be balancing onto 1 leg. Our partner is going to shout out a number.
3.
You have to find that number, hop to the number, and then our partner is going to throw a ball to us, and then we're going to throw it back on 1 leg. We work back to the middle. Our partner's going to shout a different number.
6.
So we're going to work to that number. Hands up ready, balancing on 1 leg and throwing it back, working back to the middle till we've completed all the numbers. For our practical homework challenge, we're going to be designing our World Cup trophy. This can be found in the link in the description. Thank you very much for taking part in week 3, and I'll see you next week.